Let's try finding the critical numbers for this function. Y is equal to x multiplied by e to the negative 2x power. So, first thing, let's determine if there are any undefined values for this function. Recall that a negative exponent, we could consider that e to the negative 2x as 1 over e to the 2x power. E being a positive number, this is never going to be undefined because e to the power will never be 0. E to the power will never be 0. If we know our graph of e to the x, we know it never touches the ground. So, no undefined values. Okay? Now, that way when we look for critical numbers, if somehow the derivative is undefined, that makes this a critical number of the function, if that were to happen. And of course, we'll definitely be solving to see if the derivative is equal to 0 as well. First derivative, y prime. Oh, you know, I've been a little bit lazy here recently, so dy dx. We have ourselves a product rule, x multiplied by another function of x. So derivative of x is 1. Leave e to the negative 2x alone, plus leave x alone, multiplied by the derivative of e to the negative 2x, and by what we sometimes call the chain rule, we then multiply by the derivative of negative 2x, which would be negative 2. That means the derivative is e to the negative 2x minus 2x e to the negative 2x. And I'm going to make a similar observation. This will never be undefined. No undefined values. We've known about the function e for multiple courses before we ever get ourselves into this calculus course. But that still means I have to solve it for values where the derivative is equal to 0. What we're going to do is we're going to factor. And we have a common factor of e to the negative 2x power. And when we pull out that factor, I have a 1. 1 times this is that, minus 2x. Negative 2x times this is that expression, so we factored correctly. And by what's sometimes called the zero product property, we set both factors equal to 0 separately and sort of ask separate questions. When is each one equal to 0? And this here, in case you've missed it earlier in the video, is never 0. And this one, we'll get x is 1/2. This, our students, will be our critical number. X is 1/2. Only one critical number. Kind of boring, but if you haven't figured out the pattern of these little videos, I am trying to show a variety of types of algebra. And, well, each time we exercise slightly different muscles. So, having said that, until next time.